The reason why modern women walk away from modern men nowadays is because men just roll out the red carpet for these girls and they walk in like, I don't do anything. I have no commitments. Everything's free. This guy validates me 24/7. I don't pay for anything. He doesn't ask, like, I try to help. He's like, no, don't, and you're walking her right off the cliff. The thing is this too, right?
67% of marriages end in divorce, right? But 80% of them are initiated by women. So you think divorce is this, sort of this equaling the playing field thing for men and women, but it's not. It's mostly women leaving their men, leaving their husbands, destroying their families. Strong, independent. Now, 93% of alimony is paid for men to women, so you can leave your man, but you can take all his money. It doesn't go the other way around. So if women are so strong and independent, why is that the case? Why isn't it the other way around? Well, 83% of women receive primary custody of their children. Those may seem like wins, but 72% of inmates in state prisons were raised by single mothers. So having babies, taking the money, taking the baby, is only putting your children in jail. It's not helping anyone. So feminism, congratulations.
The majority of successful older women will always prefer to marry a man who is either at their level or way above them socially and economically, so it should come as no surprise that they struggle to find a man who wants to wipe them out. Having said that, hypergamy is unstoppable. As a result, these women can't marry a man they think is below them, which they would call settling. As a result, older, successful career women tell us they can do bad things on their own. To which I respond, yeah, go die alone. I do not care that these women are unable to locate a man. They consume the beverage. The woman drinks too much and is chasing both their career and the bag. And in my opinion, there is nothing wrong with women doing that. Just don't whine if you have to eat by yourself with your cats as a result. Out here, I'm heartless. They chose this life, so all they have to do is deal with it or take the best men they can get. That is all I will say about that. If this isn't the case, and they don't want to settle because they can't find a man who is above them, then they should go and die alone. That is my position, and I don't care if anyone is upset about it, because women have no problem criticizing broke men. So why should I care if they are too successful to find a man to commit to? That is their issue. They are not your fault. Guys, it doesn't matter if you can't get the woman you want. Just keep your veins cold. This brings me to a powermoves.com article that is a very good RP article on the reasons why successful women fail at dating. Therefore, we will investigate it. Dating is not always as easy for successful women in life. The majority of us have either heard or witnessed personal accounts of successful female dating. Jane is that smart, successful, high-earning career woman who is terrible at dating and can't keep a good man. It turns out that millions of Janes are successful. However, why is the most successful one's dating pool shrinking as she advances in her career? Let's begin with the most obvious reason first. Women, more than men, exhibit a more or less pronounced tendency toward hypergamy, or preferring men who are superior to them. This presents an obvious problem because the more successful she becomes, the fewer men will be eligible for her who is at her level or higher. Interestingly, successful women find it easier to meet attractive dating options than average women do to right gents. This article has been spot on thus far. Because of hypergamy, women do not want to date down, and they will always want the best man they can get. However, women are unaware that men will be less likely to qualify if they have more money. These women believe that the trend will reverse and that more men will become available, whereas this is not the case for men. It is accurate. Because you have demonstrated that you are valuable and men who have money don't care how much a woman makes. The more money you make, the more women will be available to you. Thus, the womanist movement has deceived women into thinking that they are treated similarly to men, even though this is untrue. Women will never comprehend that success and wealth are not choosing signals for men because men and women are distinct. We don't want any bosses or submissive, cooperative, feminine, sexy, or beautiful women. Therefore, if the majority of them do not date, they will continue to struggle with dating, and that is simply the reality. Men who are ahead of them are what women want. Thus, the number of men decreases as she travels further. Women believe that a high salary and a prestigious college could expand their options, but this is not always the case. Of course, preferences are the subject of this discussion. Even though women can physically reproduce with any functioning man, most people perceive dating less successful men as settling. I said that precisely. They are suffering the most because of this aspect of settling. And if they are unable to comprehend that simple supply and demand is the reason they are unable to obtain the men they desire, then it is what it is. Not all men at the top want a woman at the top, and there are not many men at the top. Therefore, it astonishes me that successful women can comprehend this. There will be fewer people at that level the higher a person climbs the economic ladder. This is fundamental supply and demand. However, the number of women available to a man increases with his ability to climb the economic ladder. Therefore, why would he marry a woman? Just because she has a lot of money doesn't mean that men don't choose women for sexual reasons because of their money. Do you get my point? Let's move on. Number 2. Some women are more attractive than successful women. What makes successful women dislike men? It's not that men dislike successful women. Rather, men hold themselves to lower standards of success than women do. Second, some characteristics that men value can be detrimental to success. Age submissiveness and a caring disposition are those traits. Number 3. Men rarely place professional success above their own until a certain point. Even though men claim to value intelligence and success, they would never be offended or intimidated by it. However, despite what they say, people's actions rarely match what they say. Women who are less than men prefer. Some men prefer women with lower intelligence. According to studies, men lose interest in women once they reach a certain level of intelligence. This is especially true if he believes she can outwit them. David Buss, a researcher in evolutionary psychology, says that even though men rated intelligent women highly for their long-term attractiveness, they still rated them as low for their sexual attractiveness. I must be honest with you all. Because of this, I agree with the passport gang that leaves the United States to find women in less developed nations. Instead of staying where you are, go where you are wanted. Just don't marry these women and bring them back to your first world nation as you did. Or you'll quickly realize how quickly a woman can change her mind. In any case, let's move on. Numerous men prefer to be less dominant. Men prefer women to be more submissive, while women prefer men to be more dominant. Many tycoons have very low-key women, and this is true for some of the most successful men as well. While culture and men's preferences have changed, people's preferences have not. In addition, the majority of people are deeply opposed to her earning more money. You decided to be wealthy, so accept it and be humble. Men have concluded that college is not worth the debt. Therefore, over time, they will be skill-based in blue-collar jobs that pay as much as, if not more than, these career women. But they don't want these men because they think they're beneath them. After all, they didn't go to college. Ladies, go alone to die. That is all I can say about that. If you don't take a plumber who makes 6 figures because he doesn't work in a big skyscraper or corner office, you'll go to hell on your own. At the end of the day, you will not get what you want, so it is what it is. I have the utmost respect for men who do actual work, like plumbing, electrical work, and carpentry. Contractors, truck drivers, and so on. The country would not be able to function properly without those men. As a result, kudos to the men who consistently show up to build and maintain society. Because this article is quite lengthy, I will probably write a second part because you guys are valued. Thus, watch out for that.